Hello everybody and welcome back to Oakbridge Farm. So I'm just in field 33 and just checking what's happening here. So if you look, this was all drilled, the middle bit of the field was all drilled before precision farming, and you can see the amount of weeds that are in it. But if you then do come up to here, you can see a clear difference. So with precision farming, there is a lot less weeds. Well, this is my conclusion, is there is a lot less weeds than there is in the base game. And also, because we drilled this middle bit before precision farming, there's no tram lines. And then when we came back into the game with precision farming installed, we then have tram lines. So to me, that says that you won't get them instantly. It's only as and when you drill the crops. So that does mean that the top side of field 5, where we go into here and this way. I should really use the gate, but we're very good at jumping. So there'll be no tram lines in here at all until we get this harvest and re-drilled. So let's... Well, where are we going? We want to go to here. So where's enter vehicle? We want to go and find the weeder, which is at the other farm, and that can be one of our first jobs. We also have, I think we've got canola oil to sell in this episode. So I'm just debating on whether, because we've got 170, so we can still buy that field in, field 2 in the next episode. But if we go on to here and trucks, so we could maybe look at getting the big Volvo and then we can upgrade the engine. So that's 137. So what will that? That'll leave us with 33,000. Is that right? 33,000, and if we go on to the time saving stock check, 64, so that'll get us back up to 100. We may not be able to buy that then. I was just trying to think, if the sooner we can get a lorry, the better it will be for us driving around. We've also straw, that's 158, so we could sell some straw today if need be. Silage, we've got 601,000 litres of silage, so that's going very, very well. And then goat's milk, that is slowly but surely building. I'm also thinking today that we sell the skid steer and have a look at getting the front loader, the Kubota front loader. So I want to keep trying new machinery, but I don't want to just start hoarding new machinery. So I think it'd be quite good to maybe try that, and that can then stay down at possibly the sheep farm. But in the meantime, we have a job to do. So I've just been thinking, I seem to remember that in 22, if you used a weeder or a hoe, you didn't get your environmental score up for your weeding. So I think it may be wise that we can try a little test maybe, where if we do this field with the hoe, as we have done, and then field 5 we can spray it, because if we go on to the mini map, I don't know whether, I know that it only updated, your precision farming only updated when you were done, when you'd done a harvest. So if we click on here, That's just giving us that. We don't want that. We want... Oh. Where do we go for... Not yield map. Economic. No. Close. So field 33. It is... I don't know how to get to it, if I'm honest. I don't know. So we've got the soil information. We don't want to clear the yield map. Where is... oh, here we go. So let's have a look. Weed control. So that's 15.6. So that's the only weeding that we've done since we've had precision farming. So that may have gone up then. But out of interest, I should have checked before we'd done that. But out of interest, we will spray the top half of field 5 and see if that goes up. So that was 15.6, and we'll see if that goes up any higher. We will leave the hoe just next to the sprayer, and we'll put this in. This will be full of fertiliser, which isn't a problem. So drop that off there, and then I should have, and I really hope that I should have, fixed the problem with not being able to empty, well, to load up and then, well, I could empty, but to load up my machines. So we're going to try again now. This is where now saying that it's not going to work, will it? So let's dump the liquid fertiliser back into here. And with that almost empty, if we press R, oh, amazing. So we can load up with herbicide. The only problem is before I thought of whether it would make a difference using a hoe and weeding, we didn't get the spot spray, which I don't think it's called spot spray. That's Force of Habit from 22. We didn't get that put onto this sprayer. So it will use a continuous amount of herbicide, which is not ideal. But if it's worth doing, then we will obviously get it. Like I said in the previous episode, this sprayer is just a part-time thing. It's obviously from the new DLC, so that's one reason why I wanted to get it. And with the money we had at the time, it was the only one that we could really afford. So if we pull this up to hit the shed. Pull this up to here. I'm going to set this on with a worker. So let them get on and spray that, hopefully. We'll just see when they eventually find where they want to start from. We'll just see what happens. But obviously this field, this was all drilled before precision farming, so that's why there's no tram lines and why there is a lot of weeds. Well, that looks like that is working perfectly fine. So we are going to jump into the John Deere, which is here, and we can get this final field spread with lime. So I don't understand why my fields don't seem to be a uniform sort of colour. So if we just go with these three for now, pH, we've got loads of different colours put sort of all over there. And then nitrogen, it's only that field that's really right, and that one. But yeah, it's one of those I don't understand. But it could very well be. I know someone who is very, very good for information and for getting a complete breakdown of what's going on is Farmer Cop. I think I always, if I'm ever unsure of anything and something has been newly released, he seems to be the one where, I know it's like when you look at most profitable crops and stuff like that, he's got spreadsheets for days, which it is very informative and obviously very, very handy. But, right, we are going to go, we might as well empty the lime up here, because we want rid of this, because we've now done every field, so we don't need this anymore, and obviously it's on hire. So we will, if we just go here, empty that lime out, and then get on to our finances, vehicles. That we will return that, yes please. And now back to the livestock farm. We'll get our is it the Palafinger trailer? We'll get that, and we'll see. Should we have a battle of the forklifts? Have our little stacker truck here. See if we can lift up the skid steer. See if we can lift it up and put it on the trailer to go sell that. We can then bring the front loader, buy the front loader. We can then bring that back, and then we can go and sell all of the canola oil that we have. Let's see what happens here. This has got a recipe for absolute disaster. But with the tracks, we can't get under there. So shall we see if we can slide it underneath the bottom, underneath the back here. Come on. We lift it up a little bit. That is Kubota 1, Palafinger 0. And as if by magic, the Kubota is now on. So we can fold that back up for transportation mode, because we'll need this for when we get to... Ooh, that's actually quite a good shout. Whilst we are here, because this will all have to go to... this will have to go to the spinnery anyways. So I need to back unfold. So we might as well put this onto the trailer now. And then whilst this is... when we go back, will we go back past the spinnery, or we can always make a detour that way, can't we? So we'll get these on. Oh, this is where it always goes wrong for me, because for some reason that is really quite sensitive, that extending of the boom. Come on, get you off, there we go. So yeah, so we'll quickly get this done. It shouldn't be... Well, they're all neatly stacked already, so it shouldn't be too long. Well, I think there's one of our winter jobs. We have dead trees. So that will definitely be something where I think we may need the winch. We can take the dead trees out with the... There's quite a lot of dead trees, to be fair. I would say if we got the winch, we could maybe winch those dead ones out, load them up and take them to our sawmill, and then we can leave the live ones, which that they can fully mature and fully grow. But I do love the fact that they are doing that. You get a mixture of dead and live. But look there, what have we got there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 dead trees in a row. That lodgepole pine, it must not be very good at growing. But right, we will get to our farm shop and we'll see how much money we can make from here. That was, a lot of driving, but it was all well worth doing. Transferring the wool over, selling the skid steer, which I think we got 71,000 for that. Buying this front loader, which should be better for down here, but just let's sell these now. So that's 78,000 plus an extra 2,500 environmental scores. We're now back up to 251,000. And we can drive to unload the front loader here. So yes, we did the wool, sold the skid steer, bought the front loader, which I'm just hoping it'll have a bit better reach than what the skid steer did. And then obviously canola oil, getting that sold, which I think the price was going down. And I don't know whether, I think I may have worked out what these price fluctuations are doing. So if we go on to, so let's just go time saving stock check, for example. Oh, canola's now moved to December best price. Well, I've noticed, where is eggs? So eggs, I've noticed that if the month before, so eggs are meant to be sold in November, which we've done, so the month before they're selling, if they are on the way down, I seem to think that if you sell them the month before on the way down, they're generally up at the right price anyways, and they'll be lower the month they're meant to be sold. But if the month before the price is going up, then wait, obviously, for November. This is where I'm going to be completely wrong, but that is just something that I have seen and noticed. But right, let's get into our front loader. I have in FS22 and 25 never owned one of these, and we're going to be a bit rough and ready with it. So before, the whole reason why I want this is before, when we were stacking from our auto stacker, there you get 14 on, so they're 7 high. To there I can lift 4 up off the top and then the bottom's 3. But what I need to see is if we go to do 4 now, is it going to be able to lift? No. Right, that may be a slight problem again, but anyways, this is what I want. I want to use this because we haven't used it before, and it's something a bit different, and it's a bit easier in my opinion than the skid steer. But oh, look at that, these are the wool in this. You know, we've now got 500 sheep. The wool is ridiculous, but that's nice. Got our big sheepies, our big yows, with our little baby ones. Is that one there? What's that? Oh no, that's stones. We could also cut this grass if it was something that we were inclined to do. There's a goat sprinting all the way over there. But right, we will take this back to the farm. This is very hard with the dolly on it. You need to go real wide, but with the dolly on it you need to go real wide and you'll drive into your gate. So we'll leave that there. When the dolly decides, let's take that off, and then we'll jump into this trailer because we will need to get some silage to the BGA. But this clamp we're working out of at the minute, it has glitched by the looks of it. So I'll get as much as, trailer, I'll get as much as what we can out, and then we are just going to have to delete the rest and put it into our trailer just so that we're not losing out on it too much. So we'll just reverse this back to there, and then yeah, so we will, I should be able to get what's on the back right there, but it's that big pile on the left hand side which it doesn't seem to want to let me take. It must be saying that it's not mine, probably. But anyways, it's a bucket number 1. So these are 5,000 litre buckets, so this will be, it's 11 bucket loads to fill this trailer, because if I remember rightly it's 55,000 litres. But yeah, so if we go to here, we can get that little bit. Can we get any more? Right, so we've managed to fill that, which is a good start. There is a bit of silage on the outside there, which we will try and get. Ooh, slow down. So let's load into the front. You should always load your trailers at the front to put some weight onto the tractor and the axle, and then the back, then the middle, if you were to do it properly. I know when I've been loading wagons, that's how you do it, and it's always, I never enjoy doing the middle, because that's where they have the bar going across for their sheet. So if you're not careful, you can then soon go and dent. Well, there is a little bit back there you can get. You can soon go and dent that bar, which, if you do that, which looks, luckily I've never done yet, you will rather upset your driver. So let's get this little bit if we can. Oh, lift the bucket up a little bit more. Right, I think we have done the best we can to get what's there. So let's find out how much is left in this pit now. Because I know silage is running low at the BGA. We should really buy a field near the BGA, and then that can be purely for that. You know, buy a pit, get a grass field near there, and then all that can just go to the BGA, and it saves the drive time. So here we have 42,333 litres. So what is in here? 42, 12. So I reckon if we just filled this trailer with silage, we can delete the rest in there, which we will be losing. We will be losing out slightly, but I'm not too fussed in regards to that. Construction, landscape, smoothing. So we just click there, gone, and gone. Is there any? Oh, there's a load at the back here. Gone. Ah, we've left ourselves a bit of a dip back there. Let's just cover that up, like so. I hope. Let's just go a bit further. Right, that has covered that. And if we get into our tractor, you will see we now have a full load of silage. So we'll get to the BGA and we will tip this. I know one thing, if it wasn't for this BGA, we would be really struggling. And this, this map, it would take a long time to get to be able to get going and do stuff. Obviously with the time it takes to do the fields. And with the money with the equipment you started with being so small and you needing such big equipment, it would take absolutely forever. But right, so there is one clamp now empty, and that is in there. So we go into our factories. So we have plenty in there to go at. We could really do with doing a load of slurry over here, then a back load of digestate, just to make sure this keeps going. And then we want to precision farming. Let's see, environmental score. So was the weed control, that was 15.6, I think it was. So weeding this field with the sprayer seems to put it up. And I would say that they all would have started at 15, these ones. So that's gone up. Tillage, I don't know why that is 5.2. And the pH, that doesn't seem to have gone, well, it's whether that goes up or whether that stays, because you would have imagined 7.5 will be neutral in between acid and alkaline. I don't know. But our score has gone up to 60, so we're slowly getting there, and because of that, our environmental score increases your selling prices by 3%, so we get an extra 3% now from doing that. But with that being said, I now just want to say thank you very much for watching. I hope you have all liked and enjoyed the video, and I hope to see you again in the next one. Bye for now.